I'm going to do something tonight that I've always wanted to do and I've thought about doing for a long time. So I get to do two videos today, and it's because we have a blizzard right now. We have a storm. So I am going to I've heard about people doing this. I've never had the opportunity. I am going to make tea using freshly fallen snow. So I went out in the yard and I got this snow and I'm going to make some pour. It's a little bit late at night, but I have a lot of work I need to do. So I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that caffeine. I'm exhausted too, so maybe the caffeine doesn't make a difference. I have to try this with coffee sometime. I've heard it's great. I've heard that it tastes delicious. I wonder about the qualities of different snows, though. Right? Is the snow in Massachusetts any better than the snow in Maine or Canada? I know that a lot of snow melts down to a little bit of water. But there's only so much I can fit in here. All right, let's try it. See if it's a disaster and I only get a droplet. Let me put this over here. Hedgehog is my tea pet. Hedgehog has some interesting symbolic value that relates to the evening, I think, in its own way. I'm using a disc from White to Tea. White to Tea is a really great tea company that does some innovative, self-conscious marketing, but the tea is very, very good. So it's expensive, a lot of it. And you wonder when you see all the crazy design stuff and the weird names they come up with their teas if it's worth it. My experience is that it is worth it, and that White to Tea is very, very good. All right. That will continue to heat up and boil. This is a pour tea. And I get, sometimes when you place a big order, they send you little Dragon Balls, which is like a one session quantity of tea. So this is a pour tea. Normally you'd get it like a big cake. I have one here. There's a White tea cake in my tea library, which I do have. It's not very organized. So you get a big cake like this, and then use a special knife like this, a tea knife, and you chisel out 5 grams or 10 grams of tea, and you use that to have a session. But when you buy a nice, a couple nice cakes, they usually send you some samples. And I'm still working through these samples. This seems to be taking its sweet time. I'm a little worried because I feel like I smell like the electronics. Yeah, like it's thinking that I'm worried that it's thinking that it's overheating, or that it's trying to heat up. Yeah, it's reduced down to this, and you can see there's no real water in this yet. Maybe this isn't the method to use. You see these survival shows where you think, Oh, you're out in the middle of the tundra and there's snow everywhere. Dehydration shouldn't be a problem. And they always kind of try to tell you, no, 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 it takes a massive amount of snow to make a little teeny bit of water. That big thing right now is this much. Is it going to be enough for tea? I'm going to be really careful about heating up the vessels. I want to heat them up and go through that process, but I just don't have a lot of tea or a lot of water, and I'm worried about losing it all in the process. I think I might have enough for something, and then I'm going to have to add more. Let's try it. Might even be I'm not using the right tea for this one. Use something like the black tea, where you can do fewer steepings. I think the course is set, right? Was the course set? Are we doing what we're doing? Thinking about it. This is the old way from Global Tea Hut. Lishan Oolong. I think I'm going to switch. I'm not going to do a pour because I don't want to have to worry about a rinse. I'd rather enjoy it. Whereas doing something like this, I will take advantage of the small amount of water. It's a ball rolled oolong, traditionally processed, with great smoky qualities that will remind me of what one would want to be reminded of on a cold night. Fireplaces and wood and cold, beautiful woodlands. And now, is the teaware what I want? You have to think about these things, right? These are similar. I think of these both as appropriate for drinking snow tea. And I was going to go with this one, but now that I really look at it, this is the snow tea cup, right? You know what I'm saying. Let's go. We're going to warm up the vessel. This is it. All that, just a tiny, tiny bit. So I'm just going to warm up the tiniest, tiniest bit. Because I may have to reload that with snow for every steeping. Here goes. This is not live. So if you're expecting me to keel over. Alright, I have enough for one more, which is good. It's a ball rolled oolong. So it's going to open up a little bit. I like to drink the first infusion of oolongs. I know there are some people who toss them. It's still not going to be ideal because it's all kind of balled up. But this is what we got to work with, right? Here we go. Here's number one. It's the first time I've ever done this. Sacrifice to our little hedgehog friend. I like this. If you notice, pay attention to his little spikes. He looks a little angry he looks like a little bristly. Right? See that? Like the water makes him look like gives the illusion that he puffs up. Wow, that smells so good. It smells so good. It smells so good. I'm used to a certain water. I have a filtration system, and then I use charcoal to purify my water. I'm thrown off by this because it doesn't have the same mouthfeel of what I'm used to. This water actually tastes like, the word I would use, it tastes very thin. I'm gonna have to let it steep. I'm gonna have to let it steep and risk over steeping on this because it smells fantastic. It's like I sense the potential here, but it's like it's not. It doesn't have the body. It doesn't have the softness that I'm looking for. It's like the chemicals in tea are not binding the way I want them to bind to the water. Let's risk going too far with this, and we're gonna let it sit. We're gonna let it sit, which might look for you like a long time, but remember, this is in this style of brewing. Quick, quick, quick. And I'm just gonna try to sense it out. It's my first time doing it. You can't expect it to be perfect, right? It smells so good, but is it just the tea? Is it just good tea? And it would have been better not to use the snow. Let's go for it. Alright, just got a little. The taste, the smell is unbelievable. Wow. All right. Yeah, I think I was thrown off initially because it didn't have that soft water feel that I'm used to. But what it does have, and what it is producing that water, is layers of complexity I don't normally get from this tea. And it's very subtle, and it's very light. Cloud walking light. And this is heady. This is like I'm ready to walk up into the mountains. Wow. Yeah, that was unexpected. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the camera off, and I'm going to brew another series of cups because I keep this simple. I don't want to have to edit anything at this point. I just want to throw up what I have. And then, if you have any questions about the next round, you can ask me in the question section. I'll tell you a little bit about what happened, or I can update. I can write an update. But I have to do this again, and I have to do this while I still have freshly fallen snow. because yeah, I feel tingly right now in a good way. That was when that opened up. It opened up in a way that I was just not expecting. So, anyway, thanks for listening to me. I'm going to turn this off, and then I'm going to go put more snow into my kettle, and I'm going to brew some more of this this oolong tea, and in hope that it's not so powerful that I start falling asleep right when my kids start waking up.